I've created and tested thousands of emails for 6- and 7-figure e-com brands. In this video, I'm revealing the top designs that actually converted and drove thousands in revenue. I wanted to start the video off by showing this email right here. This email is something that we'll send out periodically for all of our clients. And the reason why is because instead of figuring out what the customers of the brand want to see, we can directly ask them with emails like this. And so for this specific brand, they are a gym, supplement, and apparel brand. And so what we did is we prompted them to choose their goal, what they're looking to see from the brand. And this kills two birds with one stone. One, this builds customer loyalty and trust because it makes them feel like their opinion actually matters. It makes them feel like the brand actually cares. And also this is a great way for us as the retention marketers to know exactly what the customer wants to see. What I mean by that, for each button that they click, it'll take them to a separate page, right? So if they're increasing their strength and muscle, they'll go to a supplement on the store that increases their strength and muscle. And you get the picture for the rest of them. But the more important part of these buttons is what it does for us in the back end. Depending on what button the customer clicks on, they're going to get sent to a certain segment. So in this case, for this client, we made 5 different segments, and then based on whatever the customer clicked on, they got put in that segment. And in that segment, we know that we can send them more emails and SMS text messages based on whatever category they selected. So for your brand, if you are a clothing brand and you're selling beanies, hoodies, jeans, whatever it might be, break it up into categories, right? When you have it broken up into categories, send out emails like this periodically, because this is a great way for you to figure out how to speak to the customer without you having to figure it out. They're telling you exactly what they want to hear. So I just wanted to show this email because yes, it performed good, but the more important thing is this is a great thing for you to do for your brand. Take action on this. This will help your retention marketing efforts drastically. So the second example we're going to look at is an apparel brand. This specific email is selling jeans. Now, 3 main things that we want to point out, and I'll point out a couple bonus things as well, but 3 main things here. Number 1, we have price anchoring. Number 2, we have scarcity. And number 3, we have feature highlights. So we're going to go over those quickly, and then we're also going to go over a couple bonus things to just keep in mind for this email, for your emails, for your brand. All right, so the first thing, price anchoring, very important here. The sale, right? Only $69, normally $100. And the key thing there is for a limited time, which goes along with scarcity. We'll go over that again in a second. Now the price anchoring, that alone can sell a customer. If they see that this is something that's a limited time deal, that obviously, as you probably know, does prompt a customer to go and make a purchase. So kind of a key feature of this email that's a duh, but of course this email worked, so we're just gonna point out all the things that made it work. The second thing is scarcity, right? And so there is some scarcity here right beneath the price anchoring, but if you look a line below, you can see in bold it says, grab your pair before they're gone again. Now, this product was sold out for a period of time. So if that's the case for one of your products for your brand, then whenever you bring it back, whenever you restock that product, make sure that it's known that you had to restock it because it sold out, because it did so good that it sold out. So if they don't get on these jeans quick or whatever your product might be, if they don't get on it quick, it's gonna sell it again before they can get their hands on it. And that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about scarcity. It's not just saying for a limited time, but it's also making them believe it. And then the third main thing that we're gonna point out is the feature highlights. If they've made it all this way, right? If they're scrolling, they see a good looking picture there, the price anchoring, they see the scarcity, they're going down the funnel. Now, if they're still not sure, we're gonna hit them with the feature highlights. And what this is basically doing for the customer right here is that customer is going to have questions about the product. But what these feature highlights do and what this text does on this email is it mitigates the questions that the customer has in their head about the product. Now there is a specific way to do this because obviously you have in the description of the product all the things that they need to know. But the thing is, in this email, not only did we say, hey, this is what you need to know about the product, but we also did it in a way that makes it seem like a unique value proposition as well. This is something special about these jeans. That's why these jeans are superior than any other jeans that are being sold on the market. As you can see, right, we have premium 18-ounce denim for durability, rhinestone covered seams, true to size fit for easy wear. Now this is information on the product, but again, doing it in a way that makes it seem special. Those are the 3 main things to look at with this email. A couple other things that I quickly want to point out. Notice how in each section of the email there's a button. That's intentional, right? Because if the email is a certain amount of length, you want to make sure that it's not hard, it's not too much friction for the customer to go find that CTA button. Ideally, you want to make sure that you have a CTA button pretty much anytime they're viewing the email. So if they're in this half of the email up here, and of course this is longer than what's going to look on their mobile, which is why we have the CTA a little higher. But in each section of the email, right? If you're here, you see a button. If you scroll down a little bit, again, you're not going to see that much of the email, but you will see probably something like this. So if possible, if you can, try to include CTA in every section of your email to make it easier for the customer to go to your store. Now, another thing, for emails like this that have a decent amount of text, make sure that you bold the most important things, because in 2026, realistically, people aren't gonna read your whole email. They're really just gonna scan and go through and look at the important things. So make it easy to find the important things on your email, if that makes sense. In simple terms, the unique value proposition or the unique selling points for your email, bolden those. Showcase that to the customer. All right, so moving right along to the next email, we have the roll the dice email. Now this email is short and sweet, but the reason we're showcasing it, one, it performed well, but two, it's a very on-brand, on-theme email. And so what I'm trying to do for you is to gather as many different emails as I can to show you all the different things that make an email work. You're not gonna be able to put every single thing that makes an email work into one email. You can, but it'll be like a page long, so it's best not to do that. The type of emails that you make, the designs, the copy, the positioning of where everything is on the email, the structure, everything in the email comes down to what the data says. What does your A/B testing tell you? What is the best thing for this audience, for this brand? That's the thing that you're gonna go with, obviously. And so if you're looking at one of these emails and you're thinking, oh, but he just said in that email up there, everything here is for a reason. Take in the information, apply it to your brand, and then run an optimization test after that. And if you wanna learn more about optimization and testing, you can go view this video right here. But back to the video. We're gonna follow the same system of breaking the email down. I'm gonna show you the 3 main things for this email, and then we'll go into a couple bonus things. Number 1, we have the mystery factor. Number 2, we have the aesthetic, the on-brand aesthetic. And number 3, we have the gamification of the email. So first up is the mystery discount, and this is no secret to anybody. If you have half of a brain, you know that mystery discounts do work. And the reason isn't rocket science, right? As humans, we're naturally curious beings. And so when we see something as a mystery, we have to go click on it. And it just so happens that the mystery discount fits perfectly with the brand theme, because we have the roll the dice with take your chance. It's all on theme, and it just works perfectly. Now, with that being said, the second biggest thing here is obviously the aesthetic. We have the aesthetic saying roll the dice. You might just hit a big discount. Use your code, the mystery discount. The name of the watch is Life's a Gamble. And then we have the CTA saying take a gamble. Only if you're willing to roll, you can get that major discount. And then obviously we threw some dice on the screen as well. And again, all of these things are intentional. We want everything to be on theme and on brand, and that's what you need to do for your brand as well. You can't have a bunch of different emails that don't talk to each other. Everything needs to be following the same thinking. You need to be speaking to the same type of people. And if you don't know your people, that's when you test to find out who are the people you're trying to talk to. But once you figure out, you'll know exactly what aesthetic you need to do for your emails and really your messaging and your SMS. And that's when you just keep it consistent like we did here. The third one kind of follows along with that same concept. It's the gamification side of it. Now in this email, we're obviously saying, do it, click it. Go find out what you get. Take that risk, take that gamble. And that's kind of the gamification behind it. And obviously it worked. Now it is important to note that if you're going to do your retention marketing like this for your brand, make sure that occasionally you do reward the customer, because if you keep sending emails or texts like this and your customer keeps losing, then obviously they're gonna get frustrated. They might just unsubscribe and never wanna hear about your brand again. So every once in a while, reward them with a good sale, a good discount, whatever it might be, just reward them every once in a while. It's pretty important, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have the same people viewing your emails. So if you wanna keep that in mind. These aren't new customers. These are customers that are already in your ecosystem, with the exception of new customers subscribing to your email and SMS lists. Real quick, I want to make you an offer. You can either spend your time trying to learn graphic design and how to optimize your retention system, or you can focus on all the things that a CEO should be focusing on, and you can get your time freedom back. If you want this entire system engineered for you so you can enjoy predictable income every month, then go to the description below and click the link to book a call. Now let's get back to the video. All right, so this is the final email that we're going to go over. We're going to follow the exact same system of going over the emails, show you 3 important things, then we'll talk about the bonus stuff. The first thing, we have the hook. The second thing, we have the proof of value. And then the third thing, we have the why it works. Fear of missing out. FOMO and scarcity is one of the greatest techniques in all of marketing, and that's exactly what we did here. Time is almost up. That's the headline. That's what we're talking about. That's the FOMO. Now, this is a part of the welcome flow. This is either the second or the third email if they didn't make a purchase. And so we're talking about their code expiring. That's the FOMO, that's the scarcity, and that's also why on average 58% of click sessions are conversions for welcome flows. So just a crazy powerful statistic there, and this email was no different. So that's the first thing. That's the hook. We got them hooked. Time's almost up. they're hooked. Now, what's the second thing? We have the proof of value. That's gonna be this little box right here. And the reason this is important is instead of just telling them to buy this camera, we're giving them all the reasons why they should buy the camera. So we're telling them exactly why they should buy it. And the reason why this works so well is because this email here, we have all of the things that the customer needs to know about the product, but we're making it sound good, right? So we're not just giving them information, but we're also saying, hey, this is information, but it's also a UVP, unique value proposition. Use it for your brand, it'll work for you as well. And that's kind of also touching on the third point of why it works. Similar concept, but now with this why it works, I also want to touch on the structure of the email, right? Because up here we have the use my code and we have the FOMO that their discount is about to expire. Now, if that alone doesn't get them to click, they're gonna scroll down. That's where they're gonna see the why it works and really give them more information. And really what this is doing, and if you know anything about sales, this is pre-objection handling. All this is doing is that customer is going to have doubts or objections in their brain. This is just overcoming that. And by the time they get to that shop now button, those objections should have been overcome. So these are the emails that have generated thousands, and obviously we just broke down why. Use these. If you need to rewatch the video, use these tips and tricks in your email. It's gonna help your retention marketing drastically. It's gonna help it so much. Use it. Now, again, you can either spend the next 6 months trying to test these designs yourself, or you can hire a retention marketing specialist to build the entire engine for you. So if you're a founder doing anywhere from $20,000 to $300,000 a month, click the link in the description below to book a call with us. Right now, we're running a double or nothing guarantee offer. We'll at least double what you pay us in new revenue, or we'll give every penny back. I hope you got some good value from this video. Apply everything that you've learned in this video to your brand. It's going to help you so much, I promise. And if you want to see more videos on how we're changing the retention marketing space in e-com forever, stay tuned and I might just show you. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.